involves the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams and some of the drama of the last couple of weeks. And we want to break a couple things down there. And the first thing really goes back to the anecdote that sparked a lot of this discussion last week. And that was from Seth Wickersham's book, where Caleb Williams had discussed not knowing how to study film and not being taught to study film by last year's staff. And I think in a bigger picture sense, talking about the original, and this is part of the book's reporting, the original idea of playing in Chicago and some of the trepidation that he and his dad had about him going to Chicago in 2024, and the history of the franchise with quarterbacks, the coaching staff as it was, and where all of that stood. And so I felt like after that stuff came out, it would make most sense for Caleb Williams to address that head on. And that's exactly what he did the other day. He got up there at the podium. He explained his logic. It all made sense. He said that he and his dad were sort of looking at everything. I think this generation of athlete, it's what it is. You guys remember how Marvin Harrison Jr. handled his pre-draft process last year. Marvin and Caleb are part of that first group of players that graduated high school into the NIL era. So they've seen themselves as sort of individual businesses since they got out of high school. And for Caleb, I think a lot of this was basically laying bare, yes, we looked at everything. And then he said, once we started to visit with the Bears, once we had the chance to go to Chicago, once I had the chance to get around the people in the organization, I warmed up to the idea of playing there. And so I think the fact that he addressed it head on, now it's sort of done. If he hadn't done that, if he had said that's in the past, I don't want to talk about it, it's something that would have really hovered over him and his teammates as they headed into training camp. Now, for the most part, since he's answered it, his teammates don't have to address it. Everyone can move on. I think it was the smart way to do it. Now, the second piece of this, what are they working on? What are they doing to try to get him going, to position him to have the same sort of second year, the big second year that Joe Burrow had, or Patrick Mahomes had, or Lamar Jackson had, or Josh Allen had? And, really, I think what's interesting about it is the early portions of that process with Ben Johnson as the new head coach have focused on him being the head of the program and him being the franchise quarterback. So two things in particular I know that they've worked at. Number one is the body language component. And one thing that they've highlighted was that Caleb Williams, when he took hits last year, was a little slow to come off the ground. It's a little thing, a subtle thing, but something that I think that they wanted him to be cognizant of, because when you're the quarterback, the other 10 guys in the huddle are looking to you. When things are bad, how are you handling them? And yes, there were tons of reasons for Caleb to be that way last year. I mean, he's a rookie. He's playing with the coaching staff's fighting for his job. His offensive coordinator gets fired in early November. His head coach gets fired in late November. Just about everything that could go wrong did go wrong. But are you making it better? Are you pulling your teammates through it? So that's why they showed him, look, you need to pop up off the ground after you get hit, because everyone is looking to you. You are the bellwether for the team when you are the starting quarterback, when you are the franchise quarterback. So that was one thing. The other thing was some of the pre-snap procedure things. This is stuff that's simple but complex. It's a simple idea. There's some complexities to the way these things work. And one thing they showed him was early in a game over the course of the season where he was looking one way and the motion was coming from the other way. Sounds like a little thing, a rookie mistake. Yes, that's excusable. But why do you want to get that stuff tied up? Well, is that receiver who's going in motion, is he going to listen to you if you don't have that straight? If you're not in position to run the offense pre-snap, is he going to trust you post-snap? Is he going to trust you on a Wednesday in practice? So they really want to drill down on him, making sure that he is closer to perfect in that area too. Again, these are building blocks that are putting together, but everything to this point, haven't played a game yet, haven't even had a full contact practice yet, but everything to this point has been pretty good. And I do get the sense that Ben Johnson has a belief in Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams has some trust that Ben Johnson is going to lead him down the right road. It's early, but I do think the Bears are in a good spot going into Caleb Williams' second year with a revamped offensive line, with Joe Thuney and Jonah Jackson and Drew Dahlman aboard, with Colson Loveland added to the receiver to the skill group, with Luther Burden in there too at receiver. A lot of reason to be optimistic in a very tough division for the Chicago Bears.